This is clear directional movement we're used to seeing from previous examples. It's also possible for this type of movement to happen when price just crosses one line. In a common use of the indicator, the red line would represent a possible location for a stop loss for a short position, though it doesn't work as well in a non-directional situation like this, where price can constantly fluctuate but not make significant movements in the longer-term context. The lines will remain relatively flat and parallel while price keeps briefly closing above and below them, until there are more clear conditions we've seen in previous examples. To an extent, it's also possible to have volatile and relatively non-directional movement, even within a defined trend, when the lines are further apart but relatively flat and parallel. Here's a well-defined convergence, but price only goes up slightly with red candles, so it's not surprising when there's no prompt upward reversal of price and the red line. A return of flat parallel movement for the Chande Kroll Stop, providing us with a good indication the chart is in a phase of non-directional movement. Now, even with this drop and bounce of the red line, there's still likely to be no significant change soon, because there's no immediate incline higher, and those two red candles recently keep price from developing a more rapid bullish reversal. This is reflected with the Chande Kroll Stop remaining relatively flat and parallel. More decisive movement, in this case breaking out of the defined range towards lower prices, becomes more apparent when we see those familiar bearish continuation characteristics, though not long after, the lines of the Chande Kroll Stop flatten and move parallel until the next clear break lower. Now here are some more examples of indecisive movement when the lines of the indicator are flat and parallel, but it's to a lesser extent since there's more separation between them. Because usually indecisive movement lasts longer when the lines of the Chande Kroll Stop are flat and relatively parallel and closer together, as opposed to when the lines are further apart from each other and naturally indicates the potential for more directional movement.